everyone, I am so excited today to talk about this palette. As if you follow me on Instagram, you know I've been using it quite a bit. I've actually done 5 looks with it already, and I traveled with it, so I feel like I have a really good review. I've done a lot of things with it. I can tell you a lot of my personal opinions, and it is the Kat Von D Vida Loca palette. If you have been a subscriber of me for a little while, then you probably know my all-time favorite palette in the whole wide world is the Kat Von D Esperanza palette. Here you go, just if you haven't seen it, it's beautiful, I love it. So when this came out for the holidays, I was really excited. It came out, it sold out. I'm sorry, Campus is very excited. It sold out, and then I was like, no, I missed it. It came back, I bought it immediately, and here it is. Again, I've used it quite a bit. I feel like I've used at least every color family, not every single color, because there are 24 colors in here. So, let's get into it. Here's the outside packaging. It is beautiful. It is kind of it's a cardboard, but it's really like shiny cardboard. And Kat Von D did draw this herself. It's got the stars like she had on her eyes. And then it slides out. I believe it said that this was inspired by a record. It is smaller than an actual record. But here it is. It is set up like a color wheel. You have like your red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. Then you got a pink, and then you've got your neutrals on the inside. So I really like the idea of this palette. I like the idea of the packaging. I think it's very unique. It's not very practical though. As you can see, this is all you have. You don't have a mirror. You also don't have any way of anchoring this in here. I mean, it just very easily slides out. So it's scary to travel with it. I did, again, if you follow me on Instagram, you already know this, but I went to Disney World yesterday with my mom. We went to the Halloween party. No, that was 2 days ago. It was on Friday. And I wanted to use this palette. Obviously, we used black, purple, orange, green for our eyeshadows and stuff. And then we used this red for our blush, actually. So I wanted to use this, and I brought it, but it was just very nerve-wracking. You don't have a mirror. So I had to grab another mirror. I use this Twin Tarantino blush palette a lot for my mirror. But the packaging isn't the best because of that. It's not very functional. Pretty much you have to like sit it down. It's very big, and you just sit it down, and you can use it like an artist palette, but you need something else in order to be able to like as a mirror. So I like it. I like the idea of it. I like the setup, but in general it doesn't really work. It's not as functional. Alright, now into the palette. The colors are gorgeous. You've got a lot of variety. They do, in my personal opinion, blend really well together. So if you want to kind of make your own color, and I feel like Kat Von D is really encourages that because she is an artist herself. So these are great. I have heard some people say they don't feel like it's as pigmented as other palettes. I only have that Kat Von D Esperanza palette, so I don't want to say it's definitely not, but in my opinion, it's as pigmented as that palette. And I have used a lot of these shades. There's like less than, I've used it well over half of it. There's probably like 5 or 6 shades I haven't used in here yet. So let's get into swatches. You can make your own decision. I like it. So I'm going to start here with this red shade called Destroyer, and I'm going to go around the palette. So we have Destroyer. It is a true, slightly orangey red. It's got a matte finish. As you can see, it does need to be built up slightly, just slightly, I mean, but it does build up quite nicely. I have this blending out my crease today. Next, we have Rewind. I have a lisp in case you didn't know. This has got like a shimmery finish. I have this today in my crease. And it's kind of a brown with some purple and some red. But it does have like a sheeny finish. However, I don't feel like it comes off super sheeny in the look. And then I've got the shade Harpsichord. And this is like a very true copper. It's got a lot of glitter. There it is. It's very orangey copper. And it's got a very true metallic finish. It's a lot sheenier than this Rewind shade. Next, we have Analog, which is a true orange. I use this in the crease in one look, and it is beautiful. I think it's very truly orange. It's got a little bit of brown in it, but not, I mean, that's orange. Just love that. We got the shade Fran, which is a golden yellow. There it is. As you can see, I mean, that definitely, I don't know, I would say a light skin tone, not super fair, but not medium. And it definitely shows up quite well. I think on a deep, deep skin tone, this will be gorgeous. Then you have Legend, which is a sparkly, sunshiny, almost a little bit greeny yellow. Very light, as you can see. I kind of blended that out a little bit. It's almost like a lime green, but it's more yellow than that. Then you have the shade Vinyl. I used this as my inner corner one day. And that is a true neon, bright, bright green. You can see that I'm having to build them up a little bit, but they are so bright, and they definitely build up easily. I mean, I think this is a colorful look. Every look I've done with this has been really colorful and vibrant, and took a little bit of building up, but not a lot. It's still high quality, and it blends on itself easy. It's not like, I'm going to barely touch it, and then I'm going to like wipe it. But that makes it a lot easier to use at the same time. But there it is, Vinyl. We have the shade Misfit, which is kind of a mid-tone green. It does have some green glitter in the pan, but I don't feel like it really shows up as much in the swatches. I find that most of these turn out to be matte, which is kind of, in my opinion, a little more wearable. So that's just a true mid-tone green, very bright. Then we have the shade Lemmy, which is one of those metallic shades, and it's a deep foresty metallic, but it's got a little bit of blue in it. It's not a teal, not really. It's definitely a green, very metallic. That's a bad swatch placement. So there's that shade. Then we have what I would consider the true teal of the palette. It is the shade Hyper Ballad. Look at that. I mean, these shades really truly are unique. It swatches a little more blue, but it's definitely got a significant amount of green in it. Then we have what may be my favorite shade in the whole palette. It is the shade Synth. A very bright neon blue. Look at that. Smack you in the face with pigment bright. Love that. Then we have Dark Wave, which is kind of a navy, but it's a little brighter than your typical navy. And sometimes I find that navies, it's sort of slightly patchy. I have used this. I used it today on my mom, actually. I sometimes make her wear crazy makeup, and I felt like it didn't apply patchy at all. But sometimes I find navies just kind of turn out dark looking, almost black, but this definitely has a lot of blue in it, and it shows up blue. Then we have Echo, which is the shade I've worn the most. It is a purple. It's got some purple glitter in it, but I don't think it really shows up on the lid. It shows up a lot when swatched, but I've used this a few times, and I didn't feel like it showed up that much. There it is. It's kind of a true Barney purple. This is the shade Muse, which is really a lilac. It is matte. It's very light. It's very light, but it still has a lot of pigment to it. I hope you can see. Yeah, you can see that, I think. So it's beautiful. Then you have the shade Anthem, which I am wearing today. Beautiful purple. I used this today in my mom's look to blend out the crease. It really has a matte finish, maybe a satin. Another really true purple, but you can see I don't feel like it's at all the same as that. It's pinkier than that shade. It's a lot more purple than this shade. So there's not like a lot of overlap of the shades. I'm gonna have to take off my watch. Where you're like, because sometimes, you know, you'll swatch a palette out and you'll be like, did I really need these shades? I don't feel like that happens with the colors. The neutrals are a little bit of a different story for me. Look at that. These are beautiful. Then we have the shade Love, but Love has the O, I don't know if you'll see, has the two dots over it. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. Maybe you can. It's this shade right here. So, I don't know if you say it differently, but it's a shimmery, metallic, light pink. It's got a little bit of purple in it, but it's really a true pink. It kind of reminds me of a powder form of the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Inked in Pink. So, there it is. And the last one we have is Swoon, which is a beautiful, matte, hot pink. And again, if you can see, this is a red, this is a pink, and they are very, very different. Well, excuse me, that's the orange. This is the, I was thinking that one's very orange. This is the red, and this is the pink. This is definitely a lot more red and orangey toned. I feel like on my camera, they are just looking a little bit more similar. Let me swatch them beside each other. But in person, they are very noticeably different. There you go. So, that's the outside color wheel. Just stunning, in my opinion. Obviously, very colorful. If you are the kind of person that's going to wear a neutral eyeshadow look every single day, I don't feel like you'll get money's out of that. Well, your money's worth out of this palette. It is $59. Now, let's go into the middle shade. I'm going to start with Vox, which is a deep chocolate brown. It is a cooler toned brown. Lots of pigment. Very deep. Then we have the shade Moulder, which is not going to show up too well because it's really, for me, it's a little yellow. It's a very light yellow, but it's really a blending out color. You can see that. It's right here. So it's my skin tone, but it blends out really nicely. I like to use it, especially with these brighter colors. It's really nice to have a skin tone shade to really blend out the crease and stuff. Then I have the shade Noble, which is like a very light yellowy brown. It's right here. You can see it is deeper than Moulder, but it would kind of serve the same purpose as a very light blending out shade. You would get a little more brown in it, but it's kind of the same purpose. Then you have Shells, which is your cool toned shimmery highlight. I do have this on my inner corner today. Right there. It's not showing up shimmery on the video, but it is very shimmery, trust me. And then, am I still filming? Okay, good. Then I have the shade Black Metal, a gorgeous, super highly pigmented matte black. Then you have the shade Lyric, which is your warmer tone, yellowy shimmer highlight. You can see they're really not the same. But they're not the same. But they give you the same effect, if that makes sense. And then you have the shade Strutter, which is kind of the same as Noble. It's very much close to my skin tone, but it's cool toned, and this is warm toned. So you don't have a nice mid-tone brown for the crease. I think you have some repetition. I think Moulder, Noble, and Strutter kind of all do the same thing, which is this shade, and this shade. They are different, but they kind of serve the same purpose. And then Lyric and Shells, they're both shimmery highlights. Do you need a warm and a cool tone? I don't feel like I do. But that's just, but I do like that she has included some neutrals. So that's my thoughts on this palette. Overall, I adore it. Highly recommend it. I told my mom today, I was like, I feel like I've already gotten my $59 worth of enjoyment out of this palette. I love it. Again, here's a shot of the palette with all of the swatches. It's beautiful. I really think it's just gorgeous. Let me know if you have any questions. I always feel like I finish these videos and I'm like, oh, I should have said this, this, and this. Overall, I recommend it unless you don't wear color. If you are a neutrals lover, you're not gonna pull for this palette. It's fun to have a pop in the crease or something like that. But I feel like if you don't wear colors a lot, then you might as well just go buy the Maybelline The Brights palette. Where is my Maybelline The Brights? Where did you go? Here it is. Buy this. And you can get some bright pops of color, and you're going to spend $10 as opposed to $59. This quality is not near as good. Not as much pigmented. I had done a full review on this. I'll link it below just in case you are interested in seeing it. But if you're a colors lover like me, you're going to wear a bright blue eyeshadow. I mean, I think I wore that on Thursday. It was a Thursday. I wore this shade because I wanted to. Then this is great. I just love it. I'm really, really happy with it. So let me know if you have any questions or comments, if you want to see any comparisons to anything else I own. This lighting is getting really bad. I apologize for that. So I'm just going to head out. It is getting darker earlier, and my mom was here for a while today because I just wanted to see her. And we went and saw that new Pan movie, which was pretty good, I thought. So that's all I have for y'all. I'm just chatting and rambling now. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me, and I'll see y'all real soon. Bye!